Hey, Facebook. Hey, YouTube. Thanks a lot for being a part of the show. As you know, I come here every Monday on the Ask Deek show where I do and answer all your questions. So, whatever questions you have, feel free to put it in the questions section or your comments column, and I will pick up and I'll answer. So, back to Instagram. So, guys, thanks a lot for everyone who's signing in. Whatever question you have, either ask in the questions section, which is much more better. I can pick your questions, or you can question me on the comments column. Hi, Mahalakshmi on Facebook. Thanks a lot. Kritika, you have many questions. Feel free to shoot your questions on the questions section. I will answer all the questions. You have only 1 hour with me today. I'm just cutting down this program a little bit short just for 1 hour today, just because I have some things going on in my family right now. Because of that thing, I need to go a little bit early. So guys, feel free to ask your questions. If there's no question, I have nothing to do, right? That's what I believe. So you can ask me any question between birth and death, right? That's what I believe. So Facebook, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, ask your questions in the comments column. You can ask me between any question between birth and death. That's what I tell people, right? Feel free to ask. The more you ask, the more answers I give. Instagram, your answers on the question section, and I will answer for sure. First question is asked by Mahalakshmi on Facebook and YouTube. It's much more entertaining on Facebook and YouTube, so feel free to move there if you want to, at the rate of Deek Parassini. The first question is, you have studied bachelor's degree in daily basis and master's in once in a weekend class. Which class is better? Okay, this is a personal question to me. As you know, I think Mahalakshmi knows quite a lot about me. So I did my bachelor's at the age of 18. Obviously, everyone starts joining their bachelor's at the age of 18. I started doing that at the age 18. I was working and I was studying, right? So I was working from 8 to 3 or 9 to 4, something like that. And 6 to 9 was my bachelor. So I used to do it weekend. But then what happened is, when you go and work in the morning, study in the weekend, work in the morning, study in the weekend, work in the morning and study in the weekend, you tend to build a lot of pressure, right? When you tend to build a lot of pressure, it kind of gets a little more suffocating because you're doing it on a daily basis and then you have Friday, Saturday off. But how I did my master's, because I was really committed to my work, I used to sit overtime for my work. So master's, I made sure I took weekend classes, but it was a very long travel. Both has its good and negative aspect, but Mahalakshmi, I would say master's was much more better and easier for me because I can really focus on my work and grow in my work. But then on the weekend, I have the whole Friday. So I used to travel from 3 hours. I used to leave at 6 a.m., reach my college at 9, did my master's did my education till 6 p.m. and reached back home at 9. So that's how I used to do my MBA and master's. So I would prefer doing master's, focus on education one whole day rather than weekend, right? I hope I've answered that question, right? Thanks a lot for all the waves on Instagram. So that's it, Mahalakshmi. I hope I've answered the question. So feel free to ask me any questions which you want. Kritika, ask me a question. You don't need to talk about me at the end of the day, right? My objective is to answer your questions. Facebook, YouTube, you can put your questions on the comments column and I will answer. Instagram, questions on the questions section and I'll answer. If you can't find the questions section, you can put your questions on the comments column and I'll answer. But if there's no questions, my job is done. I can always shut down the show, right? So my objective is to reduce the questions as much as I can with time, reduce the viewers as much as I can, because once you got my answer, you don't need me anymore. Once you get my, once you know how to get self-motivated, you don't need me anymore, right? Hi, Rajini. Thanks a lot for joining in. Hi, Kavya. So, Shaf, what's your question? Questions in the questions section. I'm broken and shattered, sir. How to cope up with it? Secret soul, what are you broken about? Prince, what was the question? Could you just retype it if you don't mind? I will pick up your question. Guys, Instagram, questions on the questions section. Hi, Rahul. Thanks a lot for joining in on Facebook. feel free to ask me any question. This is the Ask Deek show, which I do every Monday from 5 to 6:30, right? But today I'm going to go a little bit 1 hour early because it's Amavasi today, and there is a small thing which we have to do within our family. It's a family system, so we were just quite committed. That's why I was a little bit late getting that thing going on. Obviously, I need to go back to my family, so I just thought quickly. I gave a promise that I'm going to come every day, so that's the main reason I came today, right? I was thinking of canceling it, but then now people are waiting. How to choose career in studies or lawn tennis? That was asked by Ishwan. How to choose? Now, if you can do both, go ahead and do both. I would rather suggest you to go and do both if you can. Why do you have to choose one or the other? When you have free time, work on your tennis, right? When you have every other breaks you have, work on tennis. And that is how you got to build it up, right? I hope I've answered that question. Puni Satya on Facebook is asking it to what extent we have to believe someone. Believe only 5 people: mother, father, husband, brother, sister until marriage, and who's the other one? Brother, sister until marriage. There was one more person, man, I forgot. Brother, sister until marriage, and your children's until marriage. Every other people can always break your trust. Everyone outside can always break your trust. So make sure you don't waste that time believing over and above what you're supposed to believe. A person can always be a robber when the right time comes, right? So I hope I've answered the question. Guys, my suggestion when I'm answering a question, don't ask your questions because I start thinking it from that point of view. There's a question on YouTube. Is it right to keep attachments or not? Now, as humans, we have attachments. As humans, you will be attached to. But what happens is that when you're attached to something, there are chances that what you're attached to would break you or would hit you because you're over-attached. Only if you're over-attached to someone, they kind of manipulate you. So my job, see, what do? I do because I love doing it, full stop. I don't expect anything in return from anyone. So when I don't expect anything in return from anyone, you can't control me, right? There's no way you can control me. And that is how you got to do it, right? So make sure you do that. And my answer, single answer, is it right to keep attachment? Don't look for attachment. You do it because you love doing it and don't expect anything in return. That is not a non-attachment approach towards life. You do that, life is all good. Let me take a question from Shaf. How to fight with our disability? Should I hide it from people around me because they react? I really don't know, Shaf, what your disability is. First of all, accept whatever disability you have and show it off in front of people because you are standing on. Now, for example, there's a lot of disability for people in the head. There's a lot of disability for the heart. That is all internal. So external disability you have, that doesn't mean that you are better or you are lower. If you have a good heart, that is a perfect human being. You're disabled or able. You don't have a hand, still you have a good heart. That is what makes the difference. And make sure you be a pure-hearted person. Than what if you are all completely able, but you're a terrorist? Now, what do you say about that? So think about it from that point so that you really benefit from the situation and the life which you're looking for. I hope, Shaq, I already gave you that. So all what you got to do is that stop focusing on your disability. You start growing and start improving your life so that slowly you build it up and then be and stand on your own if you can. It is okay. Different people have different disability, right? Some people have mentals. As I said, some people have heart issues. So don't see it from the external part. If your heart is pure, I'm telling you, you're the most able person. And we have limitations for everyone. Some people who are short people can't go and play basketball, right? Some people who has his right, like for example, some bowlers who have a shoulder problem. You can't go and bowl. So find it from that point of view, right? I hope I've answered that question. Stylish Ajay is asking how to manage our time when we have many things to do. You got to understand what is the most important thing in that many things to do, and keep doing the most important thing first, then go to the next important thing second, then go to the next important thing third. That is how you got to build it. For example, early morning when you wake up, you need to brush your teeth because you know your teeth will get spoiled if you don't brush. So what happens there? That's the most important thing to do. Then obviously hunger comes in, or some people go for exercise because for them fitness is most important. So that is what they do. Keep doing the most important thing first and keep doing it until you go and sleep. There you go, my friend. You have begun to manage your time. Don't try to manage your time. Manage the projects. Manage what you're finishing. Manage whatever you have to do. I'm going to finish it only then I'm going to sleep. That is how you manage your life. Don't try to manage time because time keeps moving. But productivity is more important. So manage how to product, right? I hope I've answered the question, Ajay. Sir, मेरी मेडिकल की एग्जाम कब कैंसिल हो गई? Please answer me. I really didn't understand the question, Kritika. So yes, Shak, you have asked about physical disability. Yes, show it to people. Why do you have to run away from the disability you have? Stop hiding. There are many Facebook people who have a very smiling photo. I know so many girls and boys who I talk to, very beautiful profile picture, very beautiful portfolio, but they're completely broken up. So stop faking. Whatever you are, whatever disability you have, stand on that and stand strong on that. That is your identity. The more you hide from it, the more you get demotivated. And that's how you got to figure it out, right? So I have repeated more than 10 times. Oh God, I'm getting a call on the other side. I have repeated more than 110 times. Prince, see, the thing is, people are asking me so many questions together. After I saw your question, okay, Prince, I got your question. How to be happy in every critical situation? Now, you can't be happy in every single situation because life will be keeping teaching you on various ways towards life, and that's how life is, right? The point here is how do you understand this, right? Is happiness is a situation. When you do something what you love doing it, you'll be happy. That's full stop. So keep doing everything what you love doing it, you'll be genuinely happy within yourself. Second thing what you got to understand here is every situation which is negative, which you tend to think that it's negative, it comes to in your life to teach you something. Focus on the teaching and not that situation. Again, you start being happy because you're thankful that situation has come into your life and taken me to that difference, right? I'm going very quick because I'm just giving summary because this I've been talking, most of the questions which you people are asking is nothing new. I've been talking it in all my previous shows. So that's why I'm just giving a summary on all these answers so that it benefits everyone at the end of the day, right? So let me take a question from Facebook and YouTube now. So Mahalakshmi's question I answered. This guy will keep calling me until I take it. So that's the other problem, right? So let me go to the next one. Is it right? Okay. Ready in 10 minutes. That's his name. I chat with a girl daily. It's been a habit. It's been addiction. So what if she stops? Now, you have chatted with someone. It has become an addiction for you. The first thing you got to understand is that why is it an addiction? Is it because you have some priority towards her? That is why. There are many other people to chat to. You don't need to be completely focused on whichever side you are at the end of the day. So your point here is if it has become a habit, go find other people to chat to and build up an alternative plan if you can, right? Because what happens, you yourself is saying I'm addicted. Addiction is a dangerous thing. Whatever you get addicted to, when you don't have it, you feel bad about it. So the point here is not about getting addicted. The point is, why am I addicted to this specific girl? Right? Is it chatting you're addicted to, or you're addicted to the girl? There's a big difference here, right? So try to differentiate and find out, is it chatting or is it the girl? If it's the girl, then it's something more to do. But if it's chatting, then obviously find someone else to chat. But the problem here is if you get addicted, the other person tends to control you. So one day she stops, you'll feel bad about it. So why are you getting addicted? Find out. You have your mother, father, talk to them. You have your brother, sister, spend time with them. And that is how you build it up, right? I hope I've answered that question. There is one on Facebook. So I took a YouTube question, now I take a Facebook question. Rajini is asking, sir, during this situation, surrounded all with bad news, don't feel good, how to manage it? I really feel like laughing when I hear this question. In this situation, surrounded all the time by bad news, why are you actually surrounded by bad news? Why do you watch TV with all these bad news? Stop watching crap news, because it's only going to make you feel bad. So what you need to do is that stop, see all good things. Open the Discovery Channel and see the nature, see animals, see good healing movies, see godly or religious movies, see, you have so many other good things to watch. Make sure you focus your time. Whatever you do, let's make it positive. It's not your surround. Bad news was always going on, but right now people are in so much of panic that they love to hear more of the bad news. And when they would love to hear more of the bad news, it keeps spreading it further and further. Watch the news once, first time in the morning, or once in the afternoon, or once in the evening, and then no more these news. Stop discussing about COVID, because you can't control it. Let the scientists and the government figure out what they have to do with COVID. It's not your duty. You discussing, nothing is going to change. They have a set of principles for you. Make sure you follow that and stay safe at home. That is your duty to do towards the government or that country from whichever you are. Your point is not to discuss about it. What is happening in the numbers? Numbers are increasing, fine. And that is how you build it, right? I hope, Rajini, I've answered your question. Asna is asking inspirational novels to read it free time. Guys, I'm totally against novels, right? Because novels is a waste of time, because you tend to have an emotional bond with those novels, and you have an emotional bond with various people within the novels. And when something negative happens, you visualize or you feel that same pain which they are going through. So guys, don't waste your time in novels. More is whatever you want to grow, read about it, and buy books in relation to your growth or in relation to your dream, so that at the end of the day, you get what you get for, or you get what you're working for. I hope I've answered that question from Instagram. All right. So now let me take a next question. Rahul is asking, sir, today my brother-in-law asked that he wants to go for preparation, but his brother's telling me to do engineering. He is confused. What should I do? Now I'm very Sanjoti, I think it's not there. It's not, the question section is not there. So feel free to ask. I don't know why Instagram have done something. I have the question section, but I really don't know why most people don't see the question section before. So feel free to ask your comments on the comments column, and I will repeat. Right? Pallavi is asking, you believe in Amavashas? It's not my belief. It's my culture, right? It's my what I've been brought up with. So I make sure I do this required reasons or required things which I have to do, right? I have a child who's growing up. Even though I have a different concept about all these stuffs, all the things which go around in the world, but then I have a child who have to understand what my culture is, what my family system is. Obviously, that applies to my wife also. So that is the reason why I do those things which is supposed to do, which our culture, which my family have been doing it for so many years. So I can't break it. I need to follow that. But for me, I have a different concept of all these things at the end of the day, right? So yeah, I hope I've answered that question. People are asking my very, very personal question, but still, as long as you want to know the answer, for sure I will do it. Now, Rahul, what you need to do is tell him to go and research whatever and however things what you need. So what you need to do is first thing is, let your brother-in-law decide what he wants to do. It's not someone is telling me I'm going to do this. Tell your brother-in-law to research about engineering. Tell your brother-in-law to research about whatever other alternatives he have. Let him figure it out, right? Let him figure it out and work it up from there, so that he has an idea. Because most people, what they do is that they take advices from other people, but their capacity might be something else. Only you know your capacity. So pause in a while and stop and ask him to research about engineering, which colleges are available, what is there, what the future is, how can I make a career in that, and let him decide rather than you telling him do this and do that. Everyone wants a quick answer of do this, do that, and the main reason for that is if it goes wrong, they can blame you back. So make sure you don't fall into that. So I hope, Rahul, I have answered that question. Right? So yes, Rahul, he wants to prepare for his Air Force stuff. Tell him to research about Air Force and let him do it. The problem here is that stop intervening in other people's plans. But what you have to do is that ask more questions about his plan so he himself has a clear indication where he's going. Don't say no. Ask him, yes, why do you want to do Air Force? How are you going to do it? What's the exams? How much marks do you need to get into that? And that is how you build it up, right? Ishwar and Soumya, all thanks to God for that comment. Next question is Ishan. How can I be a good leader in anything? Don't try to be a good leader in anything because it doesn't add value if you don't have a certain followers to do it, right? Your point is pause for a while and then find out why do you want to be a good leader. A good leader is someone who can influence a certain set of people towards a certain plan. If you can influence anyone, you're a good leader. You can influence in the good way or in a bad way, that's a call, but still leader is a leader. So make sure you get that influencing power, right? If that is what you're looking for, I think you are a good leader. And that's what I believe, right? See the comment of Satya Sai Tulsi. What she asked. What did she ask? Because Subham, I know him well. If he has picked up something, then I need to pin comments. My dad doesn't love me. I'm 23 and he never takes care of me, talks to me sweetly, what to do. Okay, so see, there's two things here, Satya Sai. What you need to understand here is that you got to stop expecting at the end of the day, right? Because what happens is that sometimes you're looking for a certain love, maybe due to some reason you can't get everything what you're looking for. So, Satya Sai, to make it easy, I know it's a very, very personal question. Why don't you DM me or why don't you message me and we can have a we can have a chat or a call and discuss this more in detail, right? That way it'll be much more easier. Because and we can work out something to make you understand how and to overcome the situation. I can talk about it right now, but then it'll be very, very private. And I really want to know what's happened with your dad. I really want to know why your dad is not giving you that love and what's your story, what's his story, to have a complete overview. Because I don't want to blame anyone in my discussion. So Satya Sai Tulsi, just message me on Instagram and say you're Satya Sai Tulsi, and remaining we can have a discussion and figure it out, right? So, more questions. There you go, Subham. I've taken Satya Sai Tulsi's question, so be happy with that. How to overcome suicide thinking? So there's many things over here. I'm taking an Instagram question. When you talk about suicide, from my point, how suicide happens, you're holding on to fire. This is the traditional example I always give people. You're holding on to fire. The fire burns your hand. Slowly, it gets to your head. You tend to tend that you're depressed. I don't believe in depression. Depression doesn't exist for me. And then slowly, you suffocate your mind. You think you have free time. You overthink further down, and finally you begin to suffocate your heart. And when your heart can't beat because your mind have given so much pressure to your heart, because heart only knows to love, heart only knows to care, heart only needs to take care. So what you need to do, sometimes you feel that I'm not worth it, I need to give away my life. And that is when you take that action and start to flip around and it starts working against you, right? And then you feel like leaving this world because your heart is saying, I can't beat like this, I can't beat with such negativity, so let me just leave this world and do it. So what you got to find out is what is that fire you're holding on to? What is that frustration what you're holding on to? learn to find ways to remove that frustration, the suicidal thinking will go, right? I hope I have answered that question. Harsh, guys, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, feel free to like this show so that it gets within your network and share it. If people are interested, let other people join and ask the question, right? Harsh is asking, why do one make promises and vows? Main reason why people make promises is to build up trust, right? It's only when you promise you're going to trust the other person. It's as simple as that. So when you're getting into marriage, you have a lot of promise, you get a lot of vows, so that that trust is built up. With promises only trust is built. I think that's one-liner answer for Harsh. Ask Deek is a very quick reply to some of your questions. If you didn't understand or clarify what I'm saying, make sure to re-question it in a different way. All right? Rajat Gupta is asking how to train your mind to see positive in everything. Never ever see positivity in everything. What you need to do is that I always tell people, stop thinking positive, stop listening, or stop feeling positive. All you need to do is that start doing what is positive. When you start doing what is positive, that is when you see things begin to change. So don't train your mind. Everyone knows, 99% of the people know what is positive for them. As a student, you got to study, full stop. As a parent, you got to be a good father, you got to be a good mother. As a husband and wife, you got to be a good spouse. Keep doing that positive action. The life will slowly will become positive for you. So make sure you get that right. And I think life is all be positive with time, right? So then the next question is, I don't have any more questions. So let me take a question from Lakshman at Facebook. Hi, Pavitra at YouTube. God is the only one to trust rather than trusting people. I don't want to come and discuss about God, but then if you're trusting God, go ahead and trust it. It's one of the approaches which is really beneficial for people. But the end of the day, even though you're trusting God, make sure your actions are on the positive sense and you work it up from there and not the other way around. So what you need to do is that keep trust in God, but have faith in your actions and positive actions. If your positive action is right, because when you're saying trust in God, there is a relationship which is built up between you and God, and God expects you to do a certain thing. Make sure you keep doing it so that He gets it through at the end of the day, right? I hope I've answered all the questions here. Okay, let me see what's on Instagram. Instagram, did I miss any question? Tushar, message me, then we can discuss this further. Because guys, the problem is that, Kushi, you want to talk to me in Hindi? I would love to talk in Hindi. Shortly, my show, same like this, will happen on Hindi and Malayalam, both of my channels. So obviously, I'm going to move towards that direction. I'm still working out. There's a girl who wants to do a complete Hindi show with me. So I'm working on her with her. Once that goes on, I'm going to test my Hindi. And if it goes great, I'm going to start having some sessions on Hindi also. So don't worry, right? I feel guilty when you speak with girls. Paneer Salwani is asking this question. There's two good questions coming here. Now, why do you differentiate? Now, when you say Paneer is your name? Salwam. Okay, whatever. So my question here is that, why do you feel guilty talking with girls? My question is, do you have feeling guilty when you talk to your mother? Do you feel guilty when you're talking to your sister? Do you feel guilty when you're talking to your cousins? If you're not feeling guilty with them, then the problem here is that you're differentiating the other girls more than your sister or your mother's point of view. Start seeing the other girls as your sisters. Start seeing your other girls as your genuine friends. You will never feel guilty about talking to anyone. But if you tell me you're feeling guilty talking to your mother, if you say that you're feeling guilty talking to your sisters, then obviously it's a mental issue, right? Which is a girl's feminized issue. But if you're okay with them, the other one, because you're seeing something different from them. See all girls as sisters, see all elder ladies as mothers. I'm telling you, you'll never ever feel a guilt after there onwards. I hope I've answered your question. Jhalak Raj Purohit 06 have asked a question. I have a question. Some people believe in superstitious belief. This belief exists or not. I really don't know what that superstitious belief is. But then let me talk about this. I don't know if you saw my video, my last Facebook video, excluding the live videos, it talks about superstition. For example, the greatest superstition is when you cross the road, and when you're crossing the road, a black cat crosses you. From there on, something bad is going to happen. That is a typical superstitious belief that most people have. So what I did is, this was asked during a live show of mine, and saying that, how do you figure this out? So my question here to people who believe that if black cat crosses, my day is bad, what if a half black and a half white cat crosses the road? Does it create problems for you? What if a white cat crosses the road? Does it create a problem for you? So what you need to do is that whatever superstitious belief you have, read about how it has come about and start testing it in your life if it works or not. So first thing is, when a white cat crosses, go and cross and see what happens. Then you have a mixture of white and thing crossing. Then you cross that and see what happens. Then you try out on the black cat. Maybe it's not going to apply. But then what happens is that when you believe that a black cat crosses and something wrong is going to happen, what you're going to do there is you begin to fear. All right. So black cat has crossed, black cat has crossed. Your mind is focused on black cat has crossed, black cat has crossed, black cat has crossed. You don't see the stone which is coming there on the road. You step on the stone and you fall. And that is when you believe that it is because of the cat crossing, I fell down. It's just that you were so focused on that cat crossing the road, or crossing you, that you forgot to see the stone on the road and you fall. So that is what it all believes. Now, there will be various other superstitious beliefs which you have limited knowledge about. So there's two types. One is this fake belief which is built up. The other thing is, it could be a religious belief or a cultural belief. It could have a bigger story which you people don't know. So superstitions have two forms. One, it is built up with time and it's become fear, and fear transfers to reality, and then all build up and a superstition comes out. Some is you yourself have limited knowledge about the past. For example, once upon a time, a girl used to cook his food, and what she used to do, it's a long bread. Okay? I'll tell you how superstitions comes to the picture. It's a long bread. She always used to cut the edge and put in the pan for heating. So the husband saw this, and husband said, why are you actually cutting both sides and putting it on that pan? Because his mother used to put it completely. So this was checked out, and he said, okay, my mother used to tell me how to do it. So the husband goes to her mother, and asks this thing. So the mother also told the same way, your grandmother used to do it, so they used to cut the pan. And then what happened is that they went to the grandmother and asked the question, why do you cut this bread two sides before putting it? After investigating, the guy came to know it's because the pan was small, the bread cannot fit it, so she used to cut it through and put it up there. So what you got to understand here is that is how most of the superstitions are built up. You don't know the truth about why it has happened. You're blindly following stuff because your father is doing it. Question it. Understand what the truth is. Test it. Try it. And see if it is real or truth is there or not. If not, forget it. Right? I hope I've answered that question, Jalak. Thanks a lot, Kurnal Modi King, for this one. So yeah. Kurnal Modi King is asking me this next question. What is the best motivation against Corona? Stop listening to Corona news. That's the best motivation we can get. Right? Because people watch a lot of news on Corona which they can't control, right? Which the government and the scientists are still trying to figure out how to figure it out. And you normal people can't do it. So stop listening to Corona news. Only thing is follow what the government is telling you to do. And please follow that. I think you're much more safer that way. Right? That's the best motivation on Corona which I can give you guys. Right? So next question is from Banu. What to do if I'm tired of supporting others because their behavior is not good and other is your bestie? Now, first point is, if they're not supporting you, why are you going and helping them? Right? Why are you supporting people who has no advice? I told you, supporting, trusting all 5 people: mother, father, brother, sister until marriage, children until marriage, husband. Support. Only they need your support. Outside people have their mother, father, brother, sister, and all uncle, aunties to support them. Don't intervene into relationship and try to be the support system. Do, if you want to support someone, but don't expect anything in return from them. It is when you expect something in return, that is when the problem starts to happen and all this mess begins to work out. I hope, Banu, I've answered the question. Instagram, it's best to be on YouTube and Facebook where there's really very less people. I can track the questions much more easier. So feel free to come on my YouTube or my Facebook, right? Priyanka is asking how to maintain discipline, how to easy manage the things so that it'll help us to manage little to big tasks. See, maintaining discipline is first, at the end of the day, you should know why you're doing what you're doing. When you know why you're doing what you're doing, discipline comes in. For example, you know if you don't brush your teeth every day, your teeth is going to get spoiled. That is why you have the discipline of doing and brushing every day. That's it. You should know the why. And when you start taking small steps towards it, obviously life will also start being positive, right? Just a quick answer, Priyanka. I've already talked to you. You know what I'm trying to say here. That's the reason I'm cutting it. Some people, I already know them because I either talked on phone and they are a part of this show. So when they ask the question, half of the problems, I know what they have gone through, and obviously I can relate it very quickly to that. Okay, Sanjoti is asking why people give wide open mouth kind of reactions when a wife supports her husband. Helping my husband is his juice ice cream parlor. Can't it be an embarrassment for me as a certified teacher? No, never. You are the support system for your husband, and if you are supporting your, the funniest part I don't understand, wife and husband, who else will you not? They are the people first you got to support, because you, for me, above all relationship, husband and wife's relationship is the topmost relationship. People tell me a lot that, it is mother, father, there is this mata, pita, guru, deva. There's many concepts which different people do. For me, the most divine relationship and the most powerful relationship and the most relationship which changes the world or makes a difference to the world is husband and wife. Why? Because that is the most longest relationship, any relationship you can live for. Mother, father, maximum 20 years. Children's maximum 20 years. But husband and wife, generally it's around 40 to 50 years. So that is the best relationship and the most important relationship. It is the mother and the father which creates human beings into this world, and is based on the same mother and father. A child gets good or the child gets worse now. So the point here is that never ever ask me this question, does a wife have to support husband or husband support a wife? They both are there to support each other and live a life together and die a life together. And that is where they have made up. That is why from my point of view, the greatest relationship in the world is a husband and wife relationship. But 90% of the world make fun of those relationships. 90% of the world make a joke of the relationship. 90% of the world takes it as a responsibility, takes it as something which is going against your freedom, and takes it from that point of view. So guys, get this point very clear. There is no greater relationship than a husband and wife. It is more supreme than anything else, right? So that's my point of view. I can be wrong for various other people, but I can challenge them if they ask me a counter question with that regards, right? So, Sanjoti, I think I've answered your question in the best possible way. So go ahead and support him in the best possible way and work it out. Shweta is asking how to overcome overthinking problem. I always try to do that, but I cannot. First, pause for a while. I always say, pause for a while. That is where you have this deep thinking. It is always when you have free time, you overthink. I'm sure 70% who overthink have free time. Remaining 30% are people who have some unanswered questions about their past, unanswered questions about their future. Find the answers to their past or the future. I'm telling you, your overthinking will stop. The last thing what you got, if you are a very good overthinker, go and give positive things to think. A mind can only think what it already knows. A mind can only think what it already knows. So give it good things to think, see good things, so that your eyes takes good things into your mind. Your ears takes good things into your mind. And that is how you build it up. I hope I have answered that question, Shweta. Banu, how to avoid toxic family members? I really don't know who this toxic is. When you say family members, if it's cousins, uncles, aunties, they are not true family members. Scrap them out and get out of them. If it's your mother, father, just message me. Let me know. Or go to YouTube and say negative parents in my profile. Go and search negative parents. I think your answer will be there. Right? Okay. There's tons of questions coming. Okay, now let's hear Jalak's counter question. Some people in the village tells that those people who are dead and those are close to them comes inside their body and talks to them. So I get scared of this issue. Okay, I think someone else asked me this long time ago. I think it's a specific day. I don't know which belief is this, but there's a specific day after they die. I think after 40 days or 50 days, they come in someone and they talk. Now, the point here is why do you worry? It is a belief within your villages, and let them stay with that belief at the end of the day. And whoever's talking about it, let them talk about it. But why do you get scared of it? The point is if you're strongly believing something, I'm telling you, you will even see ghost, right? So the point here is what you need to do is go back and investigate from where this belief has come. Is it really true that someone's soul is coming into someone else's body and people are talking? There is various beliefs or various things in the spiritual side of things that these things do happen. So what you need to do is that go back to your culture, go back to your village beliefs and find out the story of how this has come into existence. And then try it, find out, investigate it. So the truth comes out so that, it works out from there. Now, for example, this is Amavasi, right? This is the day where, for us in our Kerala tradition, it is when you offer food or a form of type of rice to the people who have passed away. And the feeling what we have is they come and take our food during that day, right? Now, do they really come? Or it is just our feeling that they're going to come? But at the end of the day, we are remembering our ancestors, we are remembering our grandfathers and grandmothers, because of which we are actually alive today, because they have decided your parents are there with you, because they have decided somewhere you are there in this world. So is it not okay to do one day in a year, being thankful to your ancestors for their creation, which is you actually, and giving back some kind of a thank you to them? If you really look at it, Halloween day, same thing. What's happening there? You're recognizing the people who have passed away, right? Same thing. So different people have different ways of doing it, right? So see from that point of view, the story behind it, the concept behind it, and build it up from there, right? I hope, Jalak, I've answered the question. Now, if I tell you on Amavasi, all my grandfathers will come and you will get scared. But ours doesn't close room, so we really don't know if they're coming or not. But at the end of the day, it's the belief. It's what you have lived with, right? And once you understand the process behind it, the truth behind it, you begin to calm down, right? I hope I've answered the question. Now, how to overcome anger? I don't want to. Okay, SBK, how to stop accepting? Say no. It's as simple as that. What more easiness is from that way, right? So make sure, just learn to say no. And that's it. It's as simple as that, SBK. Okay, I really like it, because now what's happening, a lot of people are commenting on my answers. That's really great. And one question comes, so it's much more easier. What is the best motivation against negative thinking? Who always thinks negative? Kunal Modi King asking me the question again. Let's get this very simple. See what is good here, what is good eat, what is good smell, what is good feel, what is good. Sorry, not good. See what is positive, eat what is positive, hear what is positive, smell what is positive and feel what is positive, that is the best way you can overcome negativity. You try that. I'm telling you, negativity will choose you. Make sure you do that. Whatever you see on TV, positive. If there's killing, change channel. If it's horror, change channel. If it is rape, change channel. If it's news have nothing value to you, change channel. If it's coronavirus, change channel. If you can do that, I'm telling you, you will forget everything and you'll have a great life. Right? I hope I have answered that question. Amit is asking a business question: how to make our customer loyal, understand what they need and keep giving what they want. They will be loyal to you. But at the end of the day, if your customer is really price driven and there is someone else going cheaper, they are not a loyal customer. You got to forget them at the end of the day. Always remember this. What is that rule? That's 30-70 rule or 20-80 rule. I really don't know what that rule is. Loyal customers are always lesser by 20%, who gives you most of the money than the remaining other people who just takes a lot of effort but gives you a small work of money, right? So getting customer loyal is a difficult task right now because most of the customers are price driven. Can you give more value than price? They will be loyal to you. Okay. I agree, but millions of idiotic creatures are around me. So they are there around because somewhere around there is something for you to learn. That is just a reply to Sanjoti. How to ignore negative thoughts? Keep telling this, guys, see only positive things. Your mind can't think what you already know. It only thinks what you know. So give it good things to think. You will start being positive. Priyadarshini is asking, how to control my anger? Anger is completely controllable. You don't show the anger to your principal of the college. You don't show the anger to your father who's very strict. There you're 100% controlling, right? So your first question is how to control it. I'm telling it's 100% controllable. You control your anger with people who's more powerful to you, who's weaker than you. You don't control it, right? So it's as simple as that. Now, why anger is there and how to overcome that? If you ask me the question, I'll answer. Or go to YouTube, anger management, Deek Parassini. Search for it. You will get a clear answer. It's around 15 minutes talk. I'm telling how to remove anger. Anjali is saying, sir, but sometimes it becomes difficult to say no. Why do you find difficult to say no? Because you want to look nice in front of that people. That is the main reason why you can't say no. So why do you want to look nice in front of everyone who doesn't add value to you? Right? So stop doing that and work it up from that point. Satyasai Tulsi, message me on Instagram and I will talk to you. It is a very personal discussion. Your father doesn't love me. He doesn't treat me. He treats me like an enemy. There can be various reasons. I need to get into the details. Sometimes it can be related to your mother. It can be related to you. So feel free to message me, Satyasai Tulsi, and then we'll figure it out. Right? Priyanka is saying sometimes there is nothing good or bad. It all depends on perspective. For me, everything is positive. So that is a different perspective at the end of the day. This is a good question from Giri Prasad from YouTube. Does our look affect our confidence? Yes, only if you compare your looks with someone else. Only if you compare your looks with someone else, it is a problem. So what you need to do here is stop comparing and love how you look, and there's no problem. Aman is asking how to convince your parents that you are an atheist, agnostic. They are monotheistic. Holy, these are too much technical words for me to figure it out. I need to find the meanings of each of this. Atheist, I know, but all the other 2-3 words I have no idea about. If someone can explain me the meaning of what is monotheistic and agnoatheistic, I have no idea, my friend, what that meaning. If you explain me the meaning of it in the comments column, for sure I will tell you from that point. Harsh is asking a question on Facebook. Does behavioral addiction exist? Is it similar to material addiction? Now, I don't know from where you got this word of behavioral addiction, but I can tell you that yes, you kind of addicted to a certain kind of behavior from a certain kind of people, and you get addicted to that behavior and uh, uh, not that point of view, right? So, at the end of the day, addiction can be anything. You can link to anything you want, right? Simply put, I don't believe in God, they do. Now, your point is if you don't believe in God, positivity can be attained with God or without God. So, for me, both way it's possible. Now, the point is that if you have a certain belief, your point is not to counter your parents. Your point is you follow and go ahead with the belief which you have. And full stop. Why are you trying to challenge and proving them that God doesn't exist for them? For them, maybe it exists. For you, it doesn't exist. So both are on a separate path. But then, since you're part of a certain system, or your parents tend to believe a certain concept, as long as you're there with them, just follow it because they are just doing it. The problem here is I don't believe this crap, so I'm not going to do this crap. The other problem is that when you say that you don't believe in God, did that shift? It's because you had a God belief and suddenly it shifted. If your parents were believing God, obviously at a young age, you would be believing God. So the point here is that before rejecting the God which your parents believe in, go and study about that God or that belief and then investigate about it and then tell me why that God doesn't believe or it's all crap. Most of the kids, what they do is they go on this atheist way, believing that there is no God, right? But my point here is that find out first, is there God? Find the answer first than directly going, I don't believe in God, right? For me, it doesn't matter. Positivity can be achieved both believing God or non-believing God. But my question is that if you're saying you don't believe in God, tell me why, or why your parents, if you've investigated the God which they believe in, if you've investigated the concepts which they're believing in, if you've investigated, you do a complete research and then tell that God is not true. And that is the right way to not to believe God. There's a right way not to believe God also. But do your research first, of God first, and then tell me, I've done this research, I've done all these researches about my parents and their belief, and then I don't believe in God. That is a true non-believer of God, not directly rejecting God because you think that it's all crap, it's all fantasy, it is all superstition, it is all from that point. Right? I hope, Amal. So don't challenge your parents. You go on your belief that God doesn't exist and start working on improving by researching your God or whichever God your parents believe in, and try to find out what the gaps are, how much is superstition, how much is reality, how much is fake, how much is just this concept of belief of God, how much is religion, and then come out with a concept which is truly yours, believing that God doesn't exist. Right? I hope I've answered the question. Okay, that was a serious talk here. Ta-da-da. Sanjana, how to build a good relationship between husband and wife. Many people have asked me to do a session completely on this. So, okay. So my question here, I talked for 1 hour now, right? I'm closing to time. Would you want me to talk about husband and wife on the next call me? Sorry. So tomorrow there's no show, which is Tuesday. Wednesday is the theme Deek. So do you want me to talk about husband and wife there? If yes, put a thumbs up. Maybe I'll try to push my wife also to come in and have a discussion with that regards. I need a thumbs up, not a thumbs up. Say yes, yes, yes. So I know I can pick that. Or any other topic which you think is most important for you. Right? Sanjana, if you don't mind, let's move it on. I think many people have asked me to talk about marriage. Many people have asked me to talk about husband and wife relationship. I've just 2 days ago, I talked to a girl who was having issues with her fiance and the marriage was on the rocks. Told her about love, told her about relationship. I hope now she's getting married to the same guy. All thanks to God for that. But the point is, if you want me to talk, put thumbs ups or yes. I want yeses. Okay, yes, yes, yes with your wife. Yes, yes, yes. So I got a lot of, one guy says no, one guy says no, no, no. Okay, so I think he's totally, yes, they just, yeah. Okay, so let's do that. let me talk about marriage. Paneer, it's okay. You will have to know someday about marriage at the end of the day. Talk about failure. Anjali is saying yes. So many people are telling about yes about marriage. Okay, so let's pick that topic. Yes for marriage. Priyanka, I've given you complete training about marriage, right? I don't want to ask any more questions on marriage, right? Priyanka had almost a 1 hour talk with her about life and about positivity and how to get it all through. But anyways, let's pick the next theme, Deek, and work it up from there. Okay, Mahalakshmi also says yes on Facebook. So no, sir, Shweta doesn't want to know about marriages. There's a very big conflict about this question. Then tell me the next best topic which I need to pick. So because see, at the end of the day, I want to talk about more related about life, right? More related about answers which you're looking for, and my objective is to give these answers so that it benefits you and everyone else at the end of the day, right? Yeah. So Kunal is asking, what's your best motivational ideal or idea? Ideal. Life is all positive. There's nothing called negativity. Every negativity is something what you have created, and whatever you have created can be destroyed. And whatever can be destroyed is completely in your control if you want to destroy it or not. So make sure you work on destroying what you have created so that you become like a baby back again, the way how you're born and the way how you work it on from there, right? So how to overcome frustration? I don't know what is causing. Will ma'am come? I don't know. I need to ask her, right? Because I don't make her do anything what she's not comfortable about, right? So yeah. So that's what I do. So the theme week for the next session will be about marriage. So get all your marriage questions ready on Wednesday, 5 o'clock, 5 p.m. I'm going to come again, talk completely about marriage. I've talked to a lot of married couples. I've talked to a lot of people who are getting into marriage. And did I break anything? No, I think everyone got married to water. I'm newlywed, so I want my relations to take longer. And so, since, yes, I said self-development also a topic for today. Guys, self-development or marriage? I'll go for the vote because yesterday I did tell a lot of people, we picked depression last time. And a lot of people did pick self-development. And I said, next time I will do self-development. So self-development or marriage? If people, you type a lot of marriages, I will talk about marriage. If you put a lot of self-development, I will say self-development, right? So guys, comment self-development or marriage. Whichever vote comes in, I will take it from there, right? Hitesh is saying, what do you suggest a 20-year-old about future? Keep focusing on growth. And don't focus too much on money, and make sure you work it from there. Okay, self-development, marriage. So 2 marriage, 2 self-development, 3 self-development, 4 self-development, 3 marriage. The vote is going on. 5. So self-development, marriage 4, 5, self-development. Sorry guys. I think self-development is winning. Self-development is the easy topic, right? It's not so much complication. Sorry, what's her name? Sorry, what's her name? Who was really into... Okay. Sanjana, quick tip on marriage, okay? Since you have asked me a question, I was going to make it a show. So guys, Wednesday's show will be about self-development because that is the most number of votes I got. And self-development, guys, you guys won it. So maybe next I will talk about marriage. But since Sanjana have asked the question on marriage, quick tip, be the best wife you can be. Full stop. Point number 1. You have to do your duty in the best possible way and keep doing it till you leave this world or till you have your husband with you. Because at the end of the day, when you leave this world, whoever you meet, God or universe, or you just go and be a soul or whatever it is, the only question you would be asked is, were you a good wife? You will never ask you that what your husband did to you, right? So make sure you be the best wife you can be. Second thing is, never ever leave a third person to enter or try to solve problems within your marriage. Never ever. Your own mother, mother-in-law, father-in-law, or your father, your friends, your cousins, your brothers, sisters, never ever get into help. Or I think my Ria, you're okay? I think it's my kid trying to knock the door. Right? So what you need to understand, baby, he is knocking the door, right? So what you got to finish. See, it's all 1 hour. I told I'm going to be only 1 hour here, and he started bothering me because it's already 1 hour. Yeah, vera. So, and okay, so it's my kid knocking the door. Okay, so he's going to start crying there, right? So quickly. Hello, Varena. He wants to say hi to you people. Let me go and have a look at the situation. Give me 1 second. Let me get him. He's gone? Ria, he's gone or he's there? He's still there. Hold on. So, guys, I have to sign out now, right? You know, I told you that it is just 1 hour now. So guys, right? So guys, I have to sign out. I told you 1 hour. I've talked for 1 hour. If you really look at the time, you have 1 hour with me. Oh God, he's switched off the TV. What is it? Right? So this, as you know, this is my family show. I do all this quite very often. You'll see my umbrellas now. My kid comes and switches off the TV. So I think it's also marriage. Quickly, I just want to talk about marriage. Never ever leave a third person to get into your life. If you leave that third person to get into your life, I'm telling you, crisis will start coming in. If this you do, I think most of your problem will be solved. Stop involving any third person to solve your problem. Fight that day, figure out it. People, when you're married, you will have fights, you will have issues. Make sure you figure that out and work it on, right? So the next thing what you got to understand on this relationship issue is that is be frank, be open, light of a kanaitla. Be open as much as you can, and take it from there. Guys, I have to sign out. I already told you I'll only come 1 hour today. Next show will be, what is the topic? Self-development, right? So this is the topic most of the people chose. I think there's nothing more about self-development at the end of the day, but still, I want to know what questions you're going to ask about self-development. So, so get ready with your questions and we will work it out from there, right? Finish it. Let me finish it. So he's just pulling my hand. Guys, thanks a lot. Okay, guys, thanks a lot. Yes, Rockstar, I've seen your message. I'll come back and reply to that. So, okay, thank you, everyone. Instagram, I will save this in case you want to have a look at it. I still have to make my background ready, which I didn't. So let me that. YouTube, Facebook, thanks a lot for signing in. Next topic on Wednesday, 5 o'clock is a Theme Deek show where I'm going to talk about self-development. That's the topic. Get your questions ready. Everything related to self-development. I really don't know what is so much about self-development, but still, I will do that. Instagram, Facebook, and everyone here. Next topic at 5 o'clock is the self-development. That's the topic. Maybe after that, I will talk about marriage, and after that for sure, right? So thank you, everyone. I'll first sign out and say bye-bye to people on Facebook and YouTube. Thanks a lot for who liked this show. Obviously, it's going to translate to various other people. Facebook, YouTube. Thank you, everyone. See you on Wednesday, 5 o'clock, and we will take it from there, right? I'm signing out Facebook and